To pay my respects to the spirits of the land here where it is amazing. I've been outside, it's blue, there's no wind, it's lovely today. I feel like this is really the first, well, it's not the first beautiful day, but it is the first lovely day. So, and we thought we'd lost a chicken yesterday because we've got one chicken that is being bullied by all the other chickens, and she didn't come home last night. So we thought she was gone, but she's now back. So, if anybody knows how to, um, I don't know, what do you do with a chicken that everybody hates? I don't know what to do with her, the poor thing. She's just like she's such a sweetie too, and they all look identical, so I can't tell who's who. Anyway, there's my little I'm happy she's not dead this morning. So welcome to Wednesday the 10th of December. How are you? All right. So we still currently have the moon in Leo. All right. And I just noticed that we have this grand trine just right now. It's going to be quite quick because it is with the moon. So it's between the moon in Leo at 24 degrees, trine Mars in Sagittarius at 25 degrees, and also trine separating Chiron in Aries at 22 degrees. So again, it is a separating trine, but I looked at it and I loved it because it's that it's that sense of pride in yourself or that self-awareness and cognitive function that you're okay. All right. So there's that moon in Leo going, you're all right. You can be proud of yourself. And then Mars in Sagittarius going, I just want to reach those heights faster. Like, I just want to know more. I just want to be more aware. And then both of those connecting to Chiron going in Aries, Chiron in Aries, I am wounded. But in saying that, with that, that dynamic, that, like I said, it is separating, such as life. But I just feel like there might be an awareness that you're okay. All right. That even though shit has happened, that you will pass. This too shall pass. All right. So, and there has been a few people. Hello, Heather. How are you? I hope you are safe. I hope your house is okay. Good morning, Louise. Hello, Anne Marie. How are you? So nice to see you. Yeah. So, if you have been feeling a little bit doldrummy or a little bit like me, um, breathe the pickup. You are okay. This is just we're in this confusion. And what a great segue to Neptune stations direct today. So even in saying that, Neptune has been on the spot for a couple of days now because it's the slow planet. So really it's just like this corkscrew of I am turning direct. I am slowly facing the right way. So, from where we've been looking within, we've made all of these really full on awarenesses, for the last 14 years. Neptune has been in Pisces, hasn't been great, it hasn't been bad, but it's just when Neptune moves into Aries, it's just going to be a new energy. All right, so we're seeing all these massive, outer planet shifts, and it's going to be hard for us to look back at our old lives and see any sense of familiarity. I did say that one slowly. Familiarity, because things are going to be so different. Yeah, right. So I mean, I don't know, a lot of us are always striving to be better, striving to do more, and I feel like 2026, 27, we're really starting to take those big steps of faith, and faith is the word for my today. All right, so let's have a look at the words. I will just quickly click up again. Hello, Alicia. Intact, I believe. Awesome. I was thinking about you all night. That looks scary. Like, fire is just so unpredictable. Um, yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that you're okay. All right, let's have a look at the words. All right, so even just talking about that grand trine right now, you may find a nugget of wisdom that has you seeing things differently. Keep that crown firmly upon your head and try not to overanalyze everything. You are so close to stepping back into a lighter headspace. Have a little faith that it will always work out. All right. And yeah, yeah, there is. It's just, we're in the season of faith. Sagittarius season asks you to explore your beliefs, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. Like once Saturn and Neptune move, we're going to get some forward momentum. All right. So Mars, it's, Saturn and Neptune are going to be in a Mars ruled sign. All right. The I am sign. All right. So Saturn's going to be asking you to, redefine your boundaries and foundations, both Neptune and Saturn together in that area. We're going from this limitless, ethereal, boundaryless, watery realm where Saturn, it's really hard to build foundations in water. But, for the last 2.5 years, I've been saying to you, we are exploring the foundations that reside in our subconscious. All right. So we've been figuring all that shit out. We've had, Neptune there challenging our spirituality, prompting us to want to escape reality. I feel like once all of this stuff shifts, we're going to be able to be more concrete in our belief systems, more concrete in the way that we are putting ourselves forth. Using the analogy of Aries as the youth and the front line. With that Scorpio, Aries, Mars energy, and with Scorpio being the strategist and Mars being the I'm just going to go do it. All right. So anyway, there's a lot of waffle. I just feel like the confusion is going to pass. That is direct at it's at basically midnight. So it's still going to be tomorrow. But that's not to say that confusion is going to clear up instantly. I think that's going to be more when Neptune and Saturn move into Aries. It's the end of the year as well. We're in silly season where we're like, what day is it? What's happening? I don't know. There's so much more alcohol and frivolity. So, for some of us, there's alcohol. A lot of people don't drink, which is awesome. Um, but yeah. So let me have a look at the day. See, I'm very much like, ooh, what day is it? All right, I forgot it was Wednesday today, even. So, All right, so first of all, we have the moon in Leo. All right, it is forming an inconjunct. All right, so there's that we need to be consciously making effort to find these foundations or processes that are going to help us move through things strategically. All right, so moon in Leo, I can do this, in conjunct Saturn in Pisces. All right, what systems do you have in place? What processes are you going to use? Be sensible, be rational, be deliberate. All right, so this is around 9 a.m. So that's awesome for those of you that want to get a start on your day and write your to-do list and get it all together in your head. All right, then next of all, we have the trine to Mars at 11 a.m. Even better, that momentum is going to keep you moving through the day. Now, 2:30, Moon in Leo square Mercury. All right, so watch Mercury still in Scorpio. All right, this doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. I'm just wondering because it is the third pass and we've got Mercury opposition Uranus. So again, with the nuggets of wisdom and awareness, being the third hit of that Mercury over this point, I wonder if this is the tension that is required for you to do something deliberately. All right, you're like you might have that cognitive dissonance, um, yeah, dissonance might work, maybe. Anyway, that cognitive challenge within yourself to do something differently. Oh, I've always done it this way. Well, you know better now, all right? So that 2:30 mark might have you challenging yourself to do or see something differently or think about something in a different way. And then at 4 o'clock, we have the moon square Uranus in Taurus. All right, so this might just be that continuation of, oh, it feels a bit of uncomfortable. And then that moon going, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And then that 4 o'clock with the moon square Uranus in Taurus going, yeah, I know it still feels, all right. Taurus is all that sensory, Uranus is shaking shit up, and the moon is supporting you in doing all these things. So I reckon it's going to be pretty cruisy up until, like I said, around that 2 o'clock mark, where you might have to really start to deliberately challenge yourself to do stuff. All right. And then the moon moves into Virgo at 6:20 p.m. All right. So this is where we're looking at, service to yourself and others, healthcare, self-care, analyzing, data-driven, decluttering, cleaning our space, thinking about things logically. I'm sure that there is a whole lot of stuff that I've forgotten there. Small animals. So let me see if I click the button again because obviously it's not working. All right, good morning, Sally. Yeah, so glad that you are okay. No, Elizabeth, I am here. Good morning. And yeah, I know we were okay. So to clarify on Elizabeth, so we've got one chicken that the poor thing, she's just getting henpecked by all the other girls because we've got five girls, and she's just completely ostracized. She didn't come home last night, so Mick and I thought, and then she's back now though. So, but she is not well. One of them we always knew had soft shell, and it's her. So I just don't know what to do with her. I'm like, oh, so I can't catch her to separate her. Um, so I'm like, sometimes you just have to let nature do its thing, and it's really sad. But again, we can only just do what we can do. Can't look at them 24/7. So yeah, let's draw a card. Let's draw a card. Was there anything else? Oh, okay. So I have just popped up my quarter 1 2026 planning. All right. I'm doing it in person in Sydney on the 20th. However, the beautiful Natasha Berta and I are doing it online on the 20th, which is the biz plan with the rocks in the sky. So I've popped it in the chat and I have pinned it to the top. So you have got both options. If you would like to get the recording, then go into the comments and click Natasha's one. If you are able to attend in person, then click the Q1 2026 planning, which is the main thing. So you've got options. And if you want the recording, then that would be the Natasha one, which is in the comments. So I'm really excited for this. I have made it smaller. You will get all of the full moons, new moons, transits, planetary ingresses. You will get the blueprint for the year. But as far as the intense planning goes, we are just doing the first 12 weeks. We're doing the first quarter because it's hard to plan too far out. I believe that you need to allow room for changes. If you're too rigid, it's not going to work. So a rigid stick snaps. So anyway, that's enough for that. And let's draw the card. Ooh, I will pick that up in a moment. All right, all right. All right, the first card is, ooh, I love that, the Knight of Pentacles. And I just straight away, I'm like, the universe is leaving breadcrumbs for you to follow. All right, you are, and this is good for planning as well. It's just also planting those seeds of intention. And the one that fell was the Two of Pentacles. And don't you really have to get into your own groove before you can actually really start to know what big rocks you want to plant first? And that was one of the principles of the planning session, is to set in place the big rocks so that you can work around the rest of the things that you want to do. Like we're going to travel in September. I've got 2 exams. So I'm going to be going and putting those things in my diary first, or on my board or wherever, just have them conscious in my mind. So I need to be able to feel into those things so that I can then plant the seeds, set the intention, and then know at least what direction I'm going in for the first quarter. Or, like I said, for today, if you want to sit down at 9 o'clock and with that moon in conjunct Saturn, do your to-do list, get into the groove, see what you need to lay down so that you've got the discipline, determination, and structure to move through the day, which, like I said, the moon is trine Mars. That's a little bit like a locomotive. You're going to have the energy to drive you. Maybe around that 2:30 mark might be where you hit that square to Mercury, when you've just like, it's the 3 o'clock slump. So you can either continue to challenge yourself to move through that, but then we've got that square to Uranus at 4 o'clock, which is like shit needs to change. So yeah, I like that one. I like both of those cards. They feel really good. So remember to look for little nuggets of wisdom, those little nuggets of wisdom along the way. Keep that crown firmly placed upon your head, Queens. All right, there's that Leo moon, and don't over analyze everything, because if you do get to that 2:30, 4 o'clock mark and you're like starting to do your head in, that moon moves into Virgo at 6:20. Now it's just going to make you think of things more rationally, but it does also maybe lean into the over analysis and self criticism that can come with Virgo. So move into the self care energy rather than the criticism energy. I hope that helps. How does everybody feel about that? All right. Yeah, I know, and you are so welcome, Anne Marie. So I have a meeting very shortly, so I hope you all have a fabulous day, ladies. I will see you tomorrow, um, where it looks like a nice day. Yeah, no, tomorrow does look good. The theme continue on with the Mercury opposition Uranus tomorrow morning. So continue to look for that innovation and awareness and the breadcrumbs that the universe is leaving for you. So, mwah, have a fabulous day.